The Journalism and Media Studies major is a 30-credit major open to all Rutgers University students who are looking to go into a lot of different fields. One of the things that we try and stress is that the writing and the technical skills that a student gets from this major are something that can be applied to other fields. So, for example, we have people who graduated from here who have become lawyers. One guy who actually became a horse jockey agent. He's the guy who books horses onto mounts. But one of the things I like to tell our students is that we have a strong writing component, and if you know how to write well, you can write your own ticket. Especially in this day and age where so many people are concentrating on writing well for their Facebook page or their Twitter, being able to write and excel at writing will enable you to stand out and become a significant player in whatever field you choose to do, because you write in everything. Whether you're a teacher writing up reports or a salesperson, putting together something, you have to know how to write. But our majors go on to becoming very significant players in their fields, whether it be one of our grads who's a lawyer in Washington who had a brief before the Supreme Court before she was 30, or Natalie Morales, who's a host of the Today Show, or Michelle Promaleko, who's the editor-in-chief of Women's Health magazine. One of the great things about our major as a 30-credit major is it gives you a lot of flexibility to be able to double major, and we highly recommend that you do that, though you're not required to do it. We also have a 6-credit internship from which many of our students have gone on to work at the biggest and brightest media outlets in the country, whether it be in the field of music, whether it be in advertising, whether it be in journalism itself. Many of our majors choose not to enter journalism as a profession, but that's fine too, because nobody is tied to one major for the rest of their lives. And we have studies that show that people are going to change their career paths, not just their jobs, but their career paths anywhere from 6 to 8 times in their 40-year job lifetime. So what our major, I believe, does is help students prepare for the inevitability of having to change fields. And that's what a great liberal arts education does, and that's what Rutgers provides. It provides you the tools that will help make you a significant contributor to society, and the major in journalism is probably the best starting point that you can have.
The communications department of the Rutgers School. Now, I have been in the graduate school as of last year, and I have to say the skills I picked up from this definitely help out in the real world. Now, what the communications department it's something that teaches you a soft skill that you can use in almost all areas of life. It is something that you can apply to your other fields. Currently, I'm working in a small consulting firm, actually, as a traveling HR/management speaker. I work with management departments, and I help them set up their programs in order to better communicate with employees. And the things I've learned, the things I am learning, and hopefully the things I will learn are things that I have been able to, and hopefully will be able to, apply directly into my work. It's not just about how to best communicate, it's what makes up communication, what is effective communication, what works when you're dealing with different types of people, and these are all skills that I think everyone needs to have. The way this department works is they teach you things you really need to learn. It's not fluff pieces in classes that don't matter. So, honestly, at least from my experience, the communications department is a great place to start out learning, and it's a great place to understand what you're learning. That's been my experience in this department, and I have to say I am a fan, and hopefully I'll be able to graduate and apply a lot more of what I've already learned and keep doing what I do with better insights. So I just have to say thank you to the communications department. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie, and I'm in my 3rd year here at Rutgers University. I am enrolled in the MCIS program, and I find it highly useful because it teaches many life skills. Communication is such an important part of our everyday experience as human beings. This program allows me to examine the field of communication in a way that will lead me to my career path. I'm enrolled in Professor Wolfson's Communication and Society class this semester, and it's interesting because we have the opportunity to look into the relationships people have in society today, things such as the way people communicate and how this affects larger social structures. I am hoping with this degree that I am able to find a job related to my interest after I graduate. My ultimate career goal is to work in administration within Rutgers or another affiliated school, since my passion lies within higher education and academia. My communication skills have allowed me to make connections within the program, and I'm optimistic that hopefully this will lead me to a brighter future within the field of my academic interest. The MCIS program has made it possible to form meaningful connections with people and has really allowed me to shape my career route in the direction of my goals. My favorite course in this program was Organizational Communication Research. I loved the research side of this program because, in my opinion, communications is a really broad field, and it incorporates elements of sociology, psychology, and anthropology, as well as teaching practical tactics which are useful for the real world. These are disciplines that are highly interesting to me as a communications major, and I love the fact that I have had the opportunity to study these fields outside of my immediate major in a way that is interesting and useful to my future career goals. This program has allowed me to be diverse in my studies, which will be applicable to a wide variety of potential employment opportunities. I'm hoping that my enrollment in the MCIS program will lead me to internships, so that I already have some work experience under my belt before seeking post-degree employment. The department has been so helpful and encouraging with my current and future employment ventures. I'm actively seeking an internship at Princeton, and I hope my MCIS connections will help lead me there. So much of the research conducted here at Rutgers is fascinating to me because it really delves into the processes behind our consumer culture, and I think it's great to potentially learn the tools to persuade and influence others. We really focused on power dynamics, which relates to a lot of my interests. Human interaction is a field I am so interested in and intrigued by, and this major has been perfect for where I'd like to go with my future career. I'd recommend this major to anyone interested in the subject because you have the opportunity to learn so much about your particular interests, which will ultimately lead to your desired career path.